What's up guys, Hamsterwheel here with a new video, and welcome to another quick little update, commentary video, I guess you can call it. Again, it's going to be a little bit off the cuff, so excuse me if I make any errors, but there you go. So without further ado, I want to get into today's topic, which is kind of like BlizzCon as a whole, what happened, what we saw, what was released, and all the things that were discussed. So, first of all, let's get into the classic demo. Of course, I didn't play the classic demo myself. I didn't feel like paying $50 to play that demo. I just watched it on a couple of live streamers, and I'll be honest with you guys, what I saw at that time when they were playing the demo, not impressed. I was not impressed at all, and I saw so many weird things, like, the weird itemization, the sharding, of course, I'll get into that a little bit later. I mean, basically to me, it looked like it was made by unpaid interns. Hell, they could have put down a stock Mango's core as a demo, and it probably would have been better. But after watching the classic WoW panel, I understood a little bit more why they had all this weird itemization and all that. It's because basically they're using a 7.3.5 client, which is also the reason why LFD and LFR popped up. When I saw that, I got really scared because I was like, oh fuck, here we go, LFR and classic, what the hell is this? But as it turns out, they're using 7.3.5 as a baseline, and they're working their way back to 1.12. And I didn't really understand why they would use 7.3.5 as a baseline until I believe it was Brian Birmingham. By the way, Brian Birmingham seems very passionate about Classic WoW. Again, we'll have to see the end product. We'll see what he has to deliver. But as far as I can tell, based on his presence, he just had a lot of interest in the game, and he was very passionate about working on the project. So that's at least a win for us. But coming back to 7.3.5, he basically said that using 7.3.5 as a baseline and then using an actual Classic WoW client as a benchmark, they could really see the obvious mistakes in there and then fix all the things that were wrong with it. So I guess it kind of makes sense. Again, I'm not a developer myself, so I don't really have any good thoughts about this. Sorry about that, guys. But it kind of makes sense, though I'm still not 100% sure why they just didn't use the assets from the Stalrius, or use like a stock Mango's core and work from there. But we're just gonna have to trust them that this is the best way. Again, trusting Blizzard, I don't know, I'm not the best with that, but again, we'll have to see what they'll come up with. So yeah, overall, not happy with the demo as when it was shown. After the panel, I understood a little bit more. I was very happy to say that Ian said that there would not be raid finder and like looking for like the dungeon finder and all that, even though that was in the panel. But then later I realized that was just there. That they said it was just there because it was still left from the 7.3.5 client. It wasn't actually going there. They have no plans of actually putting that into Classic WoW. So again, we'll have to wait and see if that's actually going to be the case. But yeah, I have a little bit more faith now that I've seen the panel. But there's two things I want to talk about, though, that I've talked about. And the first thing is sharding. So this might be an unpopular opinion, because I've seen a lot of people say that, oh, as sharding, we get it. Okay, we get why they want to do it. It's okay. We want to have that in there. To me, though, yeah, I don't want sharding at all. Maybe I want them to increase the spawn timer of mobs, but I don't want sharding, and I'll tell you why. Because I know what people are going to say. Well, if you don't have sharding at launch, the starting zones are going to be a mess. And I'm like, yes, that's Classic WoW. That's vanilla WoW. It's an uncoordinated mess. It's also why it has so much charm. Just let it be a mess for a bit. I like the idea of making your character and being in the Valley of Trials and seeing hundreds of other people starring their character. I love that. The battle over mobs. Sure, it's not convenient, but Classic was never meant to be very convenient. It has all these challenges right from the get-go, and that's what I like about it. So again, I'm not a fan of sharding. I hope they drop it. I hope they, if they have to find some sort of a solution, increase the spawn timers, or decrease actually. But again, sharding, really not a fan of it. I just wish they would just leave it alone. I understand that they're trying to kind of like streamline or polish the way you're going to level, as in, you just want it to be a smoother experience with not 100 people and having to fight over mobs. But again, please, for the love of God, don't streamline Classic. It is a bit of an uncoordinated mess. That's why it's so special. That's why it has so much charm. So, not a fan of sharding. Not at all. None. The other thing I talked about is loot trading. And again, this is probably going to be a bit of an unpopular opinion because I've seen a lot of people who said, well, I understand that too. I understand why loot trading is a good thing. And I'm not a fan of loot trading. I can see the reasoning behind them wanting to do it. Like if you accidentally need on something and like, oh shit, I'm sorry, I forgot, I didn't need that. Here you go. You know, you can have that. The problem with this is the fact that it can be very easily manipulated. Okay, so let's say I'm doing a UBRS guild run, right? And it's me with 5 other guildies, and we can't find anyone else, so we're going to look for 4 randoms. Now I'm running UBRS for the Spellweaver's Turban. If you guys don't know, that's a pre-raid best in slot headpiece for all casters, like DPS casters, like mages and warlocks and whatnot. So I'm a warlock, right? And I want that turban. And we find 4 other randoms. It's going to be a hunter, a warrior, a shaman, and a mage. So I'm like, oh shit, that guy wants the turban as well. Shit. Well, guess we're going to have to roll for it and see who wins. Or, because of loot trading, now I can tell my other guildies, hey, if you guys roll neat as well, and if one of you guys win, then you can trade it to me. So what I'm doing is I'm basically fucking over that random that joined, the mage, and I'm decreasing his chance to get that item just because I'm basically appealing to my guildies to also roll neat for me, and then later trade it to me, because that's what you're enabling with the system. As far as I know, I could be wrong. If I'm wrong about this, please correct me on this. But to my understanding, that's what loot trading enables, because it allows you to need for someone else and then trade in that item. So I really, really don't like that system. And they say they want to do it so they can crack down on the time. They have to spend less time on answering tickets regarding this. But now what's going to happen? You're going to have a whole bunch of people that are going to write a ticket and say, hey, these guys also need it for this item. I think they're, I don't know what the word is, conspiring against me or whatever. Can you please solve this? So now you have this issue. So those 2 big things, not a fan of at all. No sharding, no loot trading. Just please leave it as it is. Please, for fuck's sake. Don't touch it. But again, we'll have to wait and see if they actually put that in the final version. Now, there is, let me see, there's one more thing I want to talk about, of course, which is I mean, this is mostly a Classic WoW channel. We can talk a little bit about the Diablo Immortal debacle. And holy fuck, was it a debacle? I mean, so let me set the premise here, okay? I'm not a huge fan of Diablo. And I don't mean that I don't like the game, I just never got around to playing it. I never played Diablo, Diablo 2, Diablo 3, though I am still kind of tempted to try out Diablo 2 because everyone's just saying how great of a game it is. But I'll probably get sucked into that right now if I start playing it right now. So, yeah, considering all the other things I've going on, probably not the best idea. But imagine being a hardcore Diablo fan and you're just, after Diablo 2, you're dying for something new, and Wyatt Cheng walks on stage and he's like, yeah, we all love Diablo, right? We love slaying demons. You're like, oh shit, here we go. It's gonna be a fucking Diablo 4. I don't know, maybe a brand new giant expansion for Diablo 3, something cool. And as soon as he says the word mobile, everyone just went, no, not fucking mobile, please don't. And of course, now we have Diablo Immortal. I'd like to call it Diablo Immoral now. Fuck the T, it's immoral. For mobile. Are you fucking kidding me? And someone even pointed out that it's pretty much a copy-paste, like kind of a straight rip-off of another Chinese game that was very similar in terms of the way it's set up, the abilities, you know. It almost looks like all they have to do is change the artwork and some abilities, and there you go, fucking Diablo Immortal. But man, I just, it was really bad because I you know, Blizzard's obviously trying to cash in on the mobile market, But again, this just seems like such a fucking low effort, cheap cash grab by Blizzard. And the worst thing of all is I feel really bad for all the passionate Diablo fans that got alienated, flat out alienated with this shit. Because you can look at the video on YouTube, you can look at the like to dislike ratio, you can look at even the fucking Q&A panel. All the people, most of the people, the Diablo fans, were not excited about this. They didn't want this. They wanted something for PC, and here we have some fucking mobile game. When are you gonna play the mobile game? Are you gonna sit down after a hard day work and like, fuck yeah, here we go. Let's play on this fucking thing for 2 hours with a tiny fucking screen and finicky fucking controls? Who does that? No, you play this when you're taking a shit. That's it. That's when you play on this fucking thing. Fucking ridiculous. God, man. I remember when they did this for Command & Conquer. EA had the exact same thing. Okay, there's Command & Conquer, huge franchise. Just so many people who want something new out of that franchise. And then when EA decided to release a new Command & Conquer game, me too. I'm a huge fan of Command & Conquer. Actually, hold on. Here, look. Fucking the original, right? This is Red Alert, right? Here we have fucking Generals, fucking Emperor Battle for Doom. Here, even the fucking original box of Red Alert. It's all right there. And even have like Red Alert 2 and Yuri's Revenge somewhere else I can't fucking find, but you get the point. I was super excited about this. And when I heard mobile, I just felt cheated. I felt robbed. Okay? And now I understand what the Diablo fans are feeling with this abomination. It's a fucking abomination. It's a slap in the face to any passionate Diablo fan. But autistic soapboxes aside, I'm sorry about that. I just get a little passionate about this because, man, I felt bad for them. So, I mean, my opinion, man, this is probably the worst BlizzCon ever. Ever. I mean, they got straight up booed at the Diablo panel, the Q&A panel. And then you had the Chad Redshirt guy who said, is this an off-season April Fool's joke? Which, by the way, not only very funny, but also remarkably accurate. Because I remember, and again, you can correct me if I'm wrong, I remember watching BlizzCon, or I thought it was like a separate video or something. I remember Blizzard basically announcing Diablo Mobile as an April Fool's joke. And here they are, actually going through with it. What the fuck, Blizzard? You're making it really hard for me to keep supporting you guys, because now I have to be like, oh man, if I want to play Classic, I'm going to have to feed this shitty company my money. I mean, do I really want to do that? Well, I really want to play Classic. As far as I know, all my real life friends who I'm now raiding with on Hades WoW, they're probably going to play Classic too, and of course I want to play with them. But just thinking about the money that you're throwing to this company, sucks, man. So yeah, that's my little, I guess it's more of a rant video, I guess. But there you go. It's a little off the cuff. Again, sorry if it was a little uncoordinated. But that's what I thought about BlizzCon. First glance, the demo looked pretty terrible. After the panel, I got a lot more information about it. I'm still very skeptical about it. I'm positive about the lead for Classic WoW, Brian Birmingham. Seems like a good guy. We'll have to see what he comes up with. And again, no sharding, no loot trading. Keep that shit out of Classic WoW, please. And yeah, Diablo Immortal. So, guys, once again, thanks for watching. Again, I'll have. I'm still working on the 2 major projects I've announced earlier. I'm still waiting for some other people. I'm actually going to give you guys a little bit of a hint. I'm waiting for some audio from different voice actors. Oh yeah. I'm going a little bit extra fancy with those videos, trying to get things together with different voice actors, and you'll see why I want to do that. But until then, I want to thank you for watching this this rant video, I guess. I'm Hamsterwheel, and have a good one.